that is being spent on non-issues such as this one that is diverting our attention away from important county issues. I am supporting the motion today, but I'd like to explain my thoughts on this non-issue. This resolution is based on false information because there never was any intent by anyone to make Muskegon a sanctuary county.
Right.
There has never been a push to make Muskegon a sanctuary county, and Sheriff Poulin complies with all ICE regulations and communicates with ICE regarding every detainee that they hold, not once, but 3 times per inmate, and I got that from him. That said, the sheriff has said that those ICE detainees only make up 0.0025 out of 100, a quarter of 1% per 100 inmates that are admitted to the county jail. As an elected official, I've always tried to be respectful to my fellow commissioners, even when it sometimes has been pretty difficult. I've been a public servant for years, and I've never seen the level of fear and hatred in politics in Muskegon County that I've seen since one of my fellow commissioners has promoted right-wing conspiracies and hate groups.
Exactly.
I don't see his Facebook posts. I don't want to see them.
No, you don't.
But numerous people have sent me screenshots of his insulting comments regarding me and his posts promoting conspiracy theories, anti-gay rhetoric, and numerous other divisive and hateful groups. At the last board meeting, we had a legal immigrant who called me after the meeting and expressed her fear of being in this courthouse due to the hateful comments that were directed at her while she was standing out in the lobby. This division and spreading of fear and hatred is not in line with our county government's mission statement, which states that we have an appreciation of the community's rich diversity. I welcome all legal immigrants and hope we can now move on to more important work.
That's right. That's why you need to know that you're sanctuary. There's a motion to try to do I know, that's what I'm saying. Yes.
Are there any other comments, Ken?
That's all right. Okay, Susie. I just think this is a resolution and solution in search of a problem that doesn't exist. So it simply is not germane to what we need to be dealing with in the county. It's not an issue, as Commissioner Skolnick has so eloquently said. Why? Would be my question. Why are we doing a resolution for a problem that doesn't exist?
And I would just like to say before we move on, I think this is in direct result of a resolution that was brought forth by Commissioner Harvey Wright. And she brought that forth out of goodwill and good faith. And it kind of blossomed into something that she never intended it to. And it was never intended to be a sanctuary city. Muskegon County never wanted to be a sanctuary city, and right now we are not one. I have a hard time understanding why we would want a resolution that says we don't want to be one when we're not one.
That's right.
The motion was not for a resolution.
But we need to fix it. We need to fix it now. How do we? By signing it.
Sign the resolution.
It is to start the healing. We need to get past all
The problem.
Can we repeat the wording, because I never heard resolution
I'd like to
in
hear
the
the
motion.
resolution again, please.
to do not make Muskegon County a sanctuary county.
Amen.
That was not a resolution motion,
That was the resolution.
but that wasn't what the motion said.
Because it's under old business.
Madam Clerk,
Otherwise, we're bringing up the same thing that we just said was off the agenda.
Yes, and that is.
Can we pull this back and then take no action and just?
Yes.
vote it
Yeah.
down?
Oh.
How about vote it down?
Are you sure? Yeah.
Right, so,
Here. So if the board has started dealing with this old business, let's get through it, get it behind us, let's vote on it. I want to call, a motion to call the vote.
Just 1 minute there. One of the seconds has just removed her second. So realistically, just pulls her second back, so.
She's gonna go, I wanna have a comment.
Shh, wait, there is no comment from the audience right now. There is no this is the board is working right now.
If there is no second, I cannot move forward.
That's correct.
I seconded the motion. The rule, let's go through the rule with corporate counsel.
I just did.
Okay, read the rule, because I'm very familiar with it. It says two commissioners, Commissioner Foster and myself, make up the two commissioners.
He can't support his own motion. He made the motion, you supported it, you need another support.
I would like corporate counsel's interpretation of that poorly drafted motion.
Madam Chair, can I say something? Because I think we're really misinterpreting this whole thing. Because I was under the understanding that we were not supposed to bring any last-minute motions without prior agreement from another commissioner, not a motion and a second.
That's what.
Okay, corporate counsel, can you interpret that rule that was passed a couple weeks ago that Commissioner Nash keeps bringing up?
Well, I would have to agree with Commissioner Nash, because I spoke with several members of the board who had made the motion at the time.
What does the motion say?
Let me finish.
Jesus.
About what was intended by the rule. And what was intended by the rule was prior to making the motion, there were to be two people who were in support of it, two other commissioners. That's what I was told. That's what was adopted by this board.
Well,
Backdoor deals.
so what was actually, can you read the motion?
I don't have it.
Move on.
We're not moving on. So I took a
Excuse me,
picture.
yes, we are moving on.
The rule states,
No, Commissioner Larry,
states,
there is not enough seconds for this to move on.
there is a
We're
second.
moving
Any
on.
motion coming to the floor will require the support of two commissioners prior to presenting. The two commissioners have already agreed to this.
It says required to.
Prior
He doesn't have. you
That's
present
right,
it.
it was done. The two commissioners have already supported this. Commissioner Foster and myself support this motion.
That was not the determination of our corporate counsel.
That's what's written out, and if I understand it correctly, the way
You
it's.
don't.
Is it not written out?
Don't understand it correctly. We have.
Understand it, I've got it in writing.
Commissioner Larry, we have asked our corporate counsel, he has given us a determination, we are moving on. Is there any, new business before this committee? Seeing none, is there any public comment on anything?
I thought you wanted to put this behind you, but you could have voted and put it behind you.
Sir, we are still in a board meeting.
Yeah, well, not really.
If this is Larry Hart, Ravenna Township, I will continue wearing my hat because it's part of my political statement. No disrespect intended. If this is not such a big deal,
Madam
then
Chair,
why are
we
you
have
making
a
it such a
board
big
rule
deal
hats in this
to
room.
simply
Could
vote
I have you
on?
remove your hat out of respect for the flag?
That's an Admiralty flag in the first place, it's not an American flag. But anyway,
Thank you.
for your information, these forms are typeset, ready to print. If you would like to have a sanctuary county, which you don't seem to be able to deny,
I'd like that flag, that sign removed if it has my name on it.
And board rules,
it has-
signs in
there
the
is
board
one
too.
with
I
every.
want that removed.
There's one with every commissioner's name on it. And if you support anything toward a sanctuary city, these will appear in your neighborhood and in other neighborhoods where we may have illegals, inviting them to come to your neighborhood and make your neighborhood the test site for this social experiment. You want to vote on allowing illegals into our county?
You don't get the front from the county commissioners, you're done.
You want them to live among us, but you don't want them to
Under
live
Sheriff, could I please have this man removed?
It's not a topic.
You have 30 seconds left.
I'll leave these here. There is one with each of your names on it, ready to print.
So if you
You
disagree,
shouldn't
just
pick a
have them
fight
removed?
with somebody who buys ink by the barrel, and that's me.
Why is he removed? Because he's threatening people.
He's threatening board members.
I'm putting commissioners on the spot, that's why.
Yes, Carol Voights, 4174 West Giles. I have some things here that I've gotten from George Mason University, and written by David Griswold, who's a senior research fellow. And this is just to set the atmosphere of what's going on. There's 5 myths about immigration. Myth: America's being flooded by mass immigration. The reality is that the rate of U.S. immigration today is well below its historical averages. Myth 2, immigrants depress wages and take jobs from Americans. The reality is there's no evidence that immigrants cause high unemployment among Americans. Myth: immigrants increase the danger of crime and terrorism. Reality: immigrants are less likely to commit crimes or be incarcerated than native-born Americans. Myth: immigrants impose a fiscal burden to U.S. taxpayers. And myth: the reality is that most immigrants pay more in taxes over their lifetimes than they consume in government benefits. And fifth myth is that immigrants no longer are assimilating into American culture, but the reality is that as with immigrants waves before them, today's immigrants are learning English. Now I want to give some history of immigration and things. This is from Benjamin Franklin. Those who come hither are generally the most ignorant, stupid sort. They're unable to adapt to local values. They're endangering New England's whiteness. Spaniards, Italians, French, Russians, Swedes, the swarthy complexions. Only the Saxons are accepted. In American history.
Thank you, ma'am, your time is up.
You said immigrants.
Come in legally.
They're legal.
I'd also like to mention that we do have some people in the hallways that would like to speak. We will let the people in here speak, and then anybody in the hallway would you ask me to leave so that the people in the hallway can come in and speak. Ma'am, give your name and address and limit your
My
comments.
name is Patricia Mabey. I live at 5652 Colleen in Muskegon. My father served for 8 years in the Army Air Corps during World War II in the European theater. My mother was Italian.